Hey guys. Hey. We are live. How y'all doing today? It's been a long time. It's been over a month. Hi guys, how y'all doing today? I am Pam, and if this is your flat, Pam forgot. It's been that long. I forgot to take my volume off. Hi guys, how y'all doing today? I am Pam, and if this is your flat, let's fix that problem right now. Right now. Hey guys, I really appreciate you guys showing up. For those of you that are here, I cannot see anything. As you can see, I'm not wearing any makeup or anything. It's been a doozy. So I just wanted to pop on here because I know I'm not going to be in any condition on the 17th to film or to do a live. So let me see who's in the chat. I see a few of you are here already. Hi, Tosh. Hey. Hey. How are you doing today? Thanks so much for joining. Hi, Latanya, you were here early, like early. Thank you very much for your prayers. I really appreciate the love that you guys have been showing me this whole month. Really, well, you always show me love, but this month's been a doozy. Okay. And we've got Mighty Strong in the house. Thank you very much. Blessings to you and your family as well. And of course, we've got Joan. Hi, Joan. Thanks so much for joining. We don't have a lot of people in the house, and that's okay. Guys, if you are joining me from Facebook, thanks so much for hanging out with me. Thanks for popping on and spending a little bit of your time with me. Let me see if I can pull you guys in. I doubt it because it's kind of hard to do. I don't know why it's so hard to pull you in from Facebook, but it tends to be. Let's see here. Yep, not able to for some reason. I can see your comments, but I don't see it on YouTube. I haven't mastered that yet, and it's been a while since I went live. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Oh, you guys are so sweet. We've got Joan in the house. Thanks, everybody. Thumbs up the video. It's really awesome to see y'all. Thank you, Accessorize Your Life. Thank you so much. Hi, Jade West. Thanks for joining. Appreciate you stopping by. So the norm I would do is I'd get up and show you all my makeup, but as you can see, I'm in my closet because literally this is the only space in the house that is semi-decent looking right now. Yeah. I don't know how people like unpack so fast and do what they do so fast. I'm just not one of those individuals. I have to take my time. I just have to because I end up redoing things over and over because I would do something one way and not like it the next. Anyways, for those of you guys that are joining me for the first time, my name is Pam, and this is the Pam Fam. That's what we call ourselves over here. We are a family, and I really appreciate you guys spending a little bit of time on me on such short notice to hang out with me today. Today's live is about my son that has passed on. His birthday is coming up on the 17th of August. Today is the 15th, and I decided to do this basically last night, primarily because I know based on how I've been experiencing, my moods and stuff like that the last couple of months, I don't think I'm going to be in a fit space to be on camera. I haven't been fully on camera in a while either because it's just been up and down for me, emotionally up and down. And parents who've lost their kids, they can certainly identify with that. When grief hits you, it just hits you in waves. And yeah, it just kind of goes up and down, right? So I felt like I was going to be able to keep myself well together enough. And I purposefully didn't put makeup on because I did not want to have on makeup and then crying and all that kind of stuff, which I forgot to bring my towel. Oh, I have a rag over there. I just in case. But a lot of you are new to the channel and you knew that my son passed, but you didn't really know what the whole history of what happened. And so I was going to share a little bit of him today with you. If you are not on Facebook, you wouldn't know what my son really technically looks like. You see snippets here and there, but you're not 100% sure. And for those of you that don't know, that's him up there. The closet, this is just so, it's so small in here that it's kind of hard to pull it out. So this right here, this is Christian. And this is a piece of, this is a photo that I had mattified at UPS store when I was in, when I first moved to Lawton. And this is Nathan. Nathan was a little over 1 year old in this photo. So that's the both of them there. Okay. Yeah. I'm hoping it doesn't fall. There we go. So Christian would be turning 23 in heaven on Tuesday, the 17th of August. And yeah, it'll be his 4th birthday in heaven. So I choose to, I know that not a lot of people believe, you know, in the afterlife and you know, that type of stuff. I understand that and I respect that. But for me to move on, that's what I believe. Primarily because, in my opinion, that's kind of what happens. He was a Christian. He believed up until his last breath. So, you know, anywho's, before we get started really heavy, I just wanted to give you a synopsis of what today is about. In addition to that, for those of you that don't know, Christian was the reason I started YouTube. We were at the Champs-Élysées, I think that's how you pronounce it, the Louis Vuitton flagship store in France. His in Paris, France. His Make-A-Wish was in Paris, and that foundation, that organization, I fully support. That organization made it happen for us as a family to go there with him. When I was in the store, Christian mentioned, he's mentioned it before, but this time, you know, he was in and out of consciousness or sleepiness, you know, because when you're on a lot of medication, you kind of, when you're on cancer, when you have cancer, you're on a lot of medication. So he kept mentioning, you know, that's what I should do. So that's where it kind of, the idea came from. So let's see who's in the house right now. We've got, yes, Farid. Yes, you may ask questions. Hi, Teresa. Hi, D'Angelo. Thank you so much for coming. Hi, Chai. I missed Chai coming in. Hi. Hi, Cece. Yes, D'Angelo. I believe that. Yes. 818. Oh, wow. Wow. Much love and prayers for you too, LaTanya. Yes. Mighty strong. Yes, it's very hard. It's extremely hard. It's been really rough this year. Last year was rough, and that's why I kind of went into the that's why I started like fully on into YouTube, because it was one thing that Chris wanted me to do or recommended it. Well, he wanted me to do it, and I kind of jumped heads in and I started no makeup, all kind of stuff. I really wasn't like together, you know, and I've gotten better at it. But one of the things that concerns me sometimes is that with the whole process, sometimes you can get lost with the YouTube where you're not doing what you know, it's not fun anymore. And it was beginning to be like that because I was getting privately, I haven't shared anything about this and I'm not going to go into details, but privately some stuff was going down and I wasn't really feeling what was going down. So I made a whole lot of really drastic changes in the last month. And you probably have noticed that. If you notice that I'm uploading more frequently, you notice my numbers and things of that nature. So yeah, anyways, so because Chris wanted me to do that, I started it last year and here I am, you know. One of the things that I remember specifically with Christian is that there was a specific fragrance that Christian liked smelling on me. And even when I walked out of the Saks, when it was at the Arboretum Mall in Austin, when I walked out of there with this perfume on my arm before I went back into the store and bought it, Christian said, "Oh, you smell so good. You smell yummy, like edible yummy." And I smelled my arm. I'm like, "Yeah, I smell really good. Like I want like to eat." And what it was Midnight Rain by La Prairie, the skincare line. Yes. And they don't make fragrances anymore, which is sad because that perfume now is overpriced. I paid what, $125 for a 1.7. ounce and milliliter. And I mean, it really bothers, not milliliter, 1.7 ounce. I paid $125 plus tax for it. And they don't sell it anymore. And whenever I do see it, folks are asking like $250 and above. Okay. And I'm like, no, but I'm close to like probably going to buy it for that price. I don't know yet, because now I've been trying so many different fragrances. I was up to like 310 bottles, and that's designer, niche, celebrity, everything. And I had to cut back giving away and selling and all sorts of stuff. So I still haven't found that fragrance, but that's the one fragrance every single time I wore it, Christian loved it on me. And I had just a little bit left. I didn't know that it wasn't going to be available anymore. And I ended up using it up. And when I went to Lawton, I was the head of HR there. And I remember my friend Stephanie, she walked into my office. She smelled you. Oh, girl, you smell good. And I kept the bottle in the office, and it was done, but I still kept the bottle in the office. And then I don't know what happened. I moved from that job as HR to managed care chief, and I thought I packed the bottle, but I didn't. So now I don't even have the bottle. So it's just like all hell broke loose. So here I am trying to find that fragrance or create fragrances. I take my fragrances and I mix them together with the notes from that fragrance, trying to get the same scent story. But it's been rough. It's been rough to try and find it. I think Perfumes with Pat, I think she found one bottle, but by the time I got back to her, it was already sold out. So let's see. We've got 11 people in the room. Yes, it's not. Teresa says, both parents and a sister. Oh my gosh, Teresa. Yes, it's tough. Yes, Mighty says that it was really strong for her, really tough for her this year. And I agree. I don't know what it is about this year. It's just been a really heavy year. Heavy year. Thanks, Chai. Yeah, it's been a really heavy year. The name of the fragrance, it is called Midnight. La Prairie is actually a skincare line, and I went in there looking for that skincare, and I couldn't afford their skincare. But the fragrance was cheaper than the skincare, if you could believe that. So, Tosh, there it is, Midnight Rain by La Prairie. It says it looks like a drop of rain. It's a black bottle, and it looks like a drop of rain as it's about to like explode out. So like when the rain's dropping, like a teardrop shape, sort of, kind of. So yeah. But I have some other things. Oops, I'm sorry, guys. I'm really close to the computer. I'm using my laptop. My lighting was broken. Just all kind of stuff happened when I moved here. And I wanted to be angry, but at the end of the day, these folks, it's a shortage of packers. It's a shortage of movers. It's a shortage of even trying to get paint to repaint the closet. It's a shortage of paint. It's a shortage of materials. The cost of materials to redo stuff like for wood, cement, brick, stone, all of that cost of materials has gone up. Everything pricing wise has gone up, and they had to hire out of Oklahoma, Lawton, Oklahoma, the company that moved us. They actually was just 3 guys that came from Lawton, and the rest of the guys that were here, they didn't know us. They didn't pack us up, right? And I think that's probably why it went kind of left so quickly. But they came from Corpus Christi, and they drove up. Corpus Christi to San Antonio is what, 2.5, 3 hours, and they had a big job the night before. So I want to be really upset about the whole situation and my carpet getting damaged, and that, because it's ruined. Actually, I had them come clean it Friday, and it's not ruined like crazy ruined, but the tracking, they didn't put things down the way they were supposed to, blah blah blah. Bottom line, it's just a shortage of everything. Even in the stores, if you go in somewhere to go buy a car, they'll try and buy your car from you. It's that serious. It's a shortage of a lot of stuff right now. So I don't want to, it's not like we're in a surplus and everything is great. So I feel like On one hand, I feel like they could have done better, but on the other hand, you know, it's just things. It's just things that mean a lot to me, but it's just things. You know, it can't be it's not a life that cannot be replaced. Hi, Pam. This is my sissy Pam. Hi, Mom. Mom is in the house. Hi. Thank you, Mom. I don't know if I'm 100% back. Hi, Patricia. Oh my goodness. Yeah. So, I have some fragrances to share with you guys. I have some that I haven't whiffed yet. I have some samples. I went to Saks Fifth Avenue. Saks Fifth Avenue here in San Antonio is actually the place that I bought my very first Creed, my very first designer handbag, my very first like big time handbag, my very first designer wallet, my Marc Jacobs wallet, which is an apple green, which is a hard color to come by right now. My daughter now has that wallet. It's the first place that I bought designer shoes, my very first pair of Manolo Blahnik X. So this store in 2006 was when I started like spending 2003. I was buying Neiman Marcus online, but physically walking into a store and plunking down some cash for something, the Saks here at the North Star Mall in San Antonio is the store that my very first, you know, like experience and walking into a Louis Vuitton and people not looking at you crazy and that kind of stuff. So anywho's, I have some fragrances to share with you guys today. I'm not going to keep you very long. I have some samples that we're going to go through today. I went and I sampled Christian Clive. Is that how, or is it Clive Christian? Clive Christian. I purchased a Gucci lipstick, my very first Gucci lipstick. Chai, you in here still? My very first Gucci lipstick I purchased. I wasn't going to buy no lipstick because I got all the Pat McGrath lipsticks that I need to wear out, but I bought that. And then I got lots of like little samples of fragrances. And then I have two Histoire de Parfums that I wanted to share with you. I have this one right here. Oh, I forgot. It's been such a tone. This one is called Amberum. Here it is. Amberum. And this is a beautiful fragrance, especially for this time of the year, because it's nice. And I don't want to say toxic, but it's intoxicating. A beautiful amber fragrance. And then I have this one, which is very special. This one is $18.90. And this is also by Histoire de Parfum. I have about 3 more that I'm going to be doing a dedicated video when I get my studio up, or I might just sit in my car during the day and do the video. It is that deep, that bad. And then I also have a Beautylish box that I purchased. I had a purchase from Beautylish, and what it is the recent Sonia G release. And it was re-released again this week, I want to say. And it's her brushes. I have that for you. And then I cannot not go to TJ Maxx, right? And I found, let's see. Ooh, sorry. I missed the chat. Replica of mid. Ooh, all right, Tosh. Hi, Tanya. That's awesome. Tosh, thank you. Thank you. And so the last thing that I purchased, I think it's the last thing I purchased. So let's go in reverse because these are easier, right? This right here is the Simple Human Mirror. As you can see, I found this at TJ Maxx, guys. I haven't even opened it up yet. And I found it for $49.99. And I want to say this mirror, it's the hand mirror that you put in your purse. It's got a little clip. Haven't even opened it up yet. Love this. Well, I like the idea of having a magnified mirror because I can't see nothing without glasses, right? So, so I am excited to find this. And we can go through the brushes really quickly. I did a video while I was in a hotel for the brushes, but I didn't like it, so I didn't post it. So whenever you buy from Beautylish, if you've never bought from Beautylish before, whenever you buy from Beautylish, it comes in a standard cardboard box, but inside of it, it's like this. And then your items, Oh yeah, CC. I'm excited. Only $49, $49.99, so $50. And I want to say that mirror is like $100 or $80, something like that. And then your stuff will be in here. And it's normally nicely wrapped up with tissues. Mine was wrapped up in black tissue and pink tissue, which was kind of weird, I thought, when I saw the tissue. The only problem that I have with Sonia G brushes, and I mean the only problem that I have with Sonia G brushes, is that it is not in a box or anything like that. Kind of like how Refer is in a box. I wish Sonia G's brushes came in a box. You know what I mean? For that price point. So let's quickly talk about these brushes. I bought 2 sets and they come together for like $4 something. And this one is the Fusion set. And this one, it is a mixture of hairs. So you can use it with cream products. And I think it's specifically designed for cream, powder, and liquid products, because a lot of Sonia G's brushes, because it's goat hair, I have like the original very first like blue squirrel and stuff like that. It's powder. You got to use that with powder. You can't use liquid with it, and it's not recommended that you use cream with those. I'm not gonna say I don't use it. But then when her second series came out, which was the all white, like volume 2, that's what I call them, volume 2 of her brush, like, you know, the base 2, you know, the blender 2, all of those, they were white and they were goat hair, which is a lot more sturdier. And you can use them with cream products. You could put them in MAC paint pots and stuff like that. But I was still hesitant to use liquid products with it. I think I use liquid with my Refer brushes, my foundation and stuff like that, or my contour, my cream contour, liquid contour and stuff, more with my Refer brushes than I would with my Sonia G. But this set, guys, this set you can use with both cream and liquid, because it's a blend of the 2 hairs. So she's got synthetic hair. That's why it's called Fusion. Synthetic hair. I need to reread that. I think that's why it's called Fusion. So synthetic hair, as well as I'm gonna move my phone so I can put these down here. Synthetic hair as well as goat hair, and it's so soft. When I opened the box, guys, all I was doing is feeling up on these brushes. I swear to you, that's all I was doing. I was in a hotel room doing this. Ooh. Ooh, my girlfriend Pam, she's up in here. We love makeup. We used to buy out the MAC store in Colleen. Oh, and it doesn't prickle. Like, you know, like sometimes brushes prickle on your skin. They don't prickle. So I'm going to do a dedicated, not my face on camera, but I'm going to do a better job at filming these. I already did part of the unboxing and all of that, so I might use some of that footage, but I have a video coming on these. And this Fusion set, I bought, like I said, I bought 2 sets together. I bought the Lotus, which I'm going to show you is gorgeous. I think it's my favorite thus far. These come as 5 brushes, and they're a decent size, and they're firm. Okay, let me pull it out of the plastic. It's firm, but it's not sticky. It's not sticky at all. And they're a decent size. So you can use them for other things. You don't specifically have to use them for what they're created for. Okay, let me tell you what they are. Stick my glasses back on. So this one here, I've got the jumbo concealer, and it looks like I'm freezing a little bit, so I apologize for that. The jumbo concealer, you see the shape? So it's great for going up under your eyes, the corner of your nose right here. And right here is where I conceal a lot of. I conceal my mouth, my mustache, my mouth stash right here. I do that a lot. Oh, no, ma'am. No, I want it, but I can't. I can't. That is way too much. Yes, CC, if it's the real rain from Amazon. So you've got the concealer, you've got the jumbo concealer, you've got, that's funny, if it's a real Amazon, you've got the classic base, which you could use it for foundation. You could use it for, if you're using like Huda's cream contours, what's her name? Rihanna's cream contour, that type of stuff. And you want to do a whole big side of your face, which is what I do, right? But I love all of these. So you have the jumbo concealer, you have the jumbo base. This baby is huge. Look at that. Right? Oh, let me take it out. And it's a pinch ferrule. That's why it's that direction. So it's flat, see? Not completely round. And it's a standard. except it looks like the Pro series where the base of the handle comes to a point, so it's not as thick as the original series. So you've got that. Then you've also got the classic base. So this one is not pinched. This one is completely round for those of you that like round brushes. I'm excited. I'm excited to get these on my face. I haven't been wearing makeup other than my NARS lip oil. That's all I've been wearing lately. Jumbo concealer, we did that already. And the last one is the soft concealer. And this one is really tiny. So I'm imagining that you would be, when I say really tiny, it's not really tiny, tiny. I'm imagining that you'd do this under your eyes. So you would use this under your eye like this. Okay. So that being said, the next one that I got is the Fusion. That was the Fusion. This one is the Lotus set. And the Lotus set, baby, guys, look at that. Take that one out of the package. Look at that. Gorgeous pink. And it radiates down. I know there are already videos on this. I want to say Kinky Sweat probably did a video because I think she got the brushes for free. I think the whole Behind the Beauty, that group, that's Kinky Sweat, Kelsey Brianna J, and Chelsea. I think they all got it for free. I haven't watched their videos because I'm trying really hard not to watch other people's videos that have done stuff that I have or that I'm interested in doing, because I don't want it to be I don't want to be influenced. Does that make sense? I don't want to be influenced by other people's opinion. So, and I can be, so I don't want to be. So this one is nice and flat. So this would be great for laying down, right? Laying down, even underneath, because if you notice, put it against the back of my hand, the light is washing it out a little bit, but it comes, and it's so soft. This is all goat hair. So you could take this and on the edge of your rim of your eye, if you like to do, I was watching Monique earlier. And I think LBD Beauty says she doesn't do shadow underneath. I do a little bit. So you can take it and you can blend that shadow out, and then up here on the top. So, and then it also, this one is also 5 brushes. Also has, look at that. Soft, goodness gracious. This one's shedding a little bit already, but I haven't, like, again, I haven't washed them. I literally opened the box, took a look at them, tried to film something, and then chuck it back in the box because we're in the middle of moving. This one is the base, and it's all goat hair, really pretty, really pretty. Okay. It's so soft. Now on my skin, I have very sensitive skin. So if something's sticking me, guys, it may not stick you, but this one feels a little bit sticky on my face. Just a tad bit. Not a lot, just a tad bit. This one is the detail brush, and it's angled. See that? It is angled. And this one here, contour, you could use it for bronzer. You could use it for highlighter on the side. I don't know if y'all still do highlighter. I still do because I got like 50. I got 50 highlighters. I got to use them. I can't do nothing but use them, right? So I still use them. I find ways to implement them, even if it's putting it on before my base, because what that does is it gives you a glow, right? And actually, because of the contour on this one here, you could probably use it like the highlighter here, but a nice wash of color on the, oh, that feels good. Yeah, that feels real good. You know, just one wash of color right there on your eye and be done with it. I just like to try and play around with my stuff. And this one here is the smallest one, not the smallest, but it's firm. It's quite firm. Chai, do you have this? Is Chai still in here? Sonia G has some, yes, she does. Yes, she does. Yes, guys, please thumbs up the video. I would really appreciate that. So this one here, you see that? It's sort of, it's also got a pinch furl, not quite as pinched as the original one that I showed you, and it's a little bigger. So this one reminds me of her very first worker brush, and that's what this one is. It's a worker brush. So a worker brush, Sonia G's worker brushes are meant for multiple uses. In fact, most of her brushes are meant for multiple uses. So you could take the worker brush, You could use it by putting down one wash of color on your eye. That's what you can do with it. Or you could take it and you could turn it on its side like so. And then you can come up, draw the direction. I like to go out and up with my eyeshadow and blend that out. Or you could use the tip, bring it into the corner, right up in here, right here, and blend it down like this, right? You many uses with the worker brushes. So don't ever feel that like with a detail brush, the really skinny one, don't feel that that's all you have to do with it. This one is so pointed that I won't be able to do a whole lot with this other than go up under here and brush out or blend out some eyeshadow, put inner corner right here, because I still do that. I still put a little bit of highlighter on the inner corner of my eyes, even if it's a lighter, let's say it's like a lighter blue or a lighter gold or something like that. And then you could also, I have been starting back to put color under my eyebrows. I haven't, like I said, worn makeup in a little bit, so, but I do like that look. It's almost like I'm going back to how I used to do my makeup in the 80s and the 90s, to be quite frank with you. I don't know if that's what everybody else is doing, but that's what Pam's doing. So let's see here. That's the Sonia G brushes that I purchased. I'm going to put those back in this little thingy here, and then back in the box and on the floor. So I went to Saks Fifth Avenue, and I was really excited that, number one, I could walk into the store. Number two, I went there when it was almost closed. I have a video coming on this already, so you guys will see, you know, like my little walk through the store and whatnot. And, but I said, let me just share with you guys what I got. So I wanted to try some Clive Christian fragrances, and the sales associates there, I spoke to maybe 4 of them, and I really, really enjoyed my experience there. I didn't feel out of place, because sometimes when you go to luxury boutiques, you know that sometimes you're made to feel a certain kind of way. And I spoke to the first guy I spoke to. His name is Primo. I'm looking at his card. Primo. Hey, Primo, if you're watching, you're probably not, but if you are, Primo Doria. And he is he's a Creed specialist, but he gave me some samples of a few fragrances. And let me tell y'all, I was struggling a little bit. I was struggling. And the reason I think I was struggling is because I was expecting more from these fragrances, because folks be talking about it, right? I'm feeling the 70s. I'm feeling like 70. I hear you, Cece. Well, he gave me the one I wore yesterday, and I wore it. I went to the hospital with my daughter yesterday. We've been back. I'm telling you, we've been going through it. I went to another ER yesterday. I went to the ER on Wednesday with her, and then went back for follow-up yesterday. And the hospital is nice too. BAMC is Brooke Army Medical Center. It's nice. The staff is really nice. Even in the ER, right? I was like, this is what I'm talking about. Military at its finest. You hear me? Literally. You know, but they were all nice and stuff. But I was like, okay, I need to go back to the gym and start working out. Why everybody looking all pretty like they're walking out? What's that TV show I used to watch? Not General Hospital. Doggone it. The one with Dr. McDreamy. Grey's Anatomy. Everybody looking like they're out of Grey's Anatomy. They're all cute, even without makeup. The girls got their lashes done. The guys looking fit. Even those of them, they're not muscular fit, just fit. You know, skin all nice. Their personality is nice. I'm like, this a military hospital? They were just, I was like, wow, you know, just really, I was like impressed. And then yesterday we got there, and the specialist, he was running late. The doctor, he was running a little late because he got caught behind the train, and we were getting ready to get back in the elevator because everything, you know, is Saturday morning. So I was like, well, maybe I mixed up the date. Maybe I wasn't supposed to come. Maybe it's Monday I'm supposed to come. I don't know. And he's like, hey, are you guys? And he said, he didn't say my name, but he's like, are you guys here for ophthalmology? Blah, blah, blah. And I was like, yeah. And he's like, what's your name? And we told him, and then he apologized and stuff. And I was like, you a military doctor? But he was just so sweet and kind. So if you come to San Antonio and you go to BAMC, I am praying that all the staff is still just as nice as they were, because we were like literally, they were just so really, they were nice. They were nice. They were really nice. Great experience. And literally, I go to work on Wednesday. So to start in processing, but that's right, Cece, go Army. Yeah, they were just so really nice. And I really appreciated that. Anywho, so I met up with his name is Primo Doria, and he gave me several samples, and one of them is Rock Rose. Guys, I put this on, and if you are a guy and if you like rose, you will like this. It is not girly whatsoever, and this is my first time smelling this. I put it on and I was like, this is strong. I put one in the crook of my arm, one spray in the crook of my arm, one spray on my wrist, and I was like, ooh, I really like this. And I don't know what I was thinking. I'm going to a hospital, mind you. And I sprayed one behind on my neck right here and one on the other side of my neck. And the whole time I'm there, I'm like, I need to wash this off. This is too strong. I smell like I'm wearing my husband's perfume or his fragrance. This is some good stuff, but it is not rose as in girly rose or flirtatious or pretty. Rock Rose by Clive Christian is beastly, and to my nose anyways. Maybe it's because I don't know. It's just strong. So I think it's a great rose fragrance. If a gentleman likes rose in his fragrances, I think it's a great fragrance for that person to try. And if you have a Saks or a Neiman's near you, preferably a Saks, because they had a huge selection, I think that's a good one for a guy, not for me. So then the next one he gave me a sample of, he wanted me to just stay there. And I was like, y'all close in like 7 minutes because it closed early. I'm like, I gotta go. This one here is Citrus Floral. It is 1872. This one here, I haven't worn all day, but I'll give you guys some feedback on it. Citrus Floral is another Clive Christian fragrance that I've heard. Not Citrus Floral. 1872 is one. I hear everybody talking about it. I want to say Whip Babe is the first person she's got a huge selection. But I like hearing these really expensive fragrances, but Nika is another one that be buying really expensive fragrances. Not that I don't, but I'm gonna just spray it on a card. Yeah, this is another one. It's citrus floral for real. I can smell a citrus. I can smell a floral. It's a great unisex fragrance on my skin because I had him sprayed on a card and then spray a little bit on my skin. So I think this is a good one too. I don't know if it's fragrances that I've never smelled before though. That's the other thing, because I think I've smelled that compilation already in another brand or another line. And then the last one that I received, this is Clive Christian X. This I know I like, but the funny thing is that there's two X's. There is one for men, and I think there is one for women. The one for women I like. It smells like Gucci Rush. It does. It gives me Gucci Rush appeal. I went back today and I met up with, goodness gracious, I put her name on my phone. Can't remember her name, doggone it. But she is the Maison Francis Kirkjohn, a Creed representative there. And she actually had me smell both of them today as well. So I really think that there's an X from women and an X from men, because the X from men smelled more masculine leaning. The X for women smells like Gucci Rush, but a more refined version of Gucci Rush. You know, the one that's in a cassette. It looks like a cassette player, the plastic container, the red bottle. That's what it smelled like. So if you are not like somebody that has to have the most, defined and blended and smoothly, if you're not one of those people, you could do well with going to Fragrance Buy or Fragrance Net or one of those places and find at the gray market and purchasing a Gucci Rush, in my opinion, from instead of the Clive Christian. But the Clive Christian smelled really good though. It really did. So those are the 3 that I had picked up from him. Then I went, chuck that back in there. Then I went back today and I went to the Gucci store. I went back to Saks and I went to the Gucci counter. I went to several counters, but I bought a lipstick and I wanted something a little more neutral. And the packaging is just a simple Gucci packaging. It's pink. Let's see, there. Just basic pink on the front. And I'm sure you guys have seen these already. That's the casing. And the way it feels, it's like it's engraved. That's what it feels like. And this is the color I got. It is a basic taupe. And I call it a basic taupe. The color is number 106. And it is hazel. Tasty hazel or something to that. And it's a satin. Right? And so this one, I have a color like this already. There we go. I have a color like this already, but if you saw my thumbnail for the for the House of Sillage new fragrance, I'm wearing like a neutral color. I had to mix like several different lipsticks to get that color. So I'm wanting I just want a lipstick that's going to give me that color. And this was the closest one. It smells nice too. Not a heavy fragrance, but let me see if I can show you guys. I am not a swatcher. Y'all know that. There we go. So with makeup and a brown lip liner, I think this will be pretty. They got some really beautiful. Gucci has some beautiful mattes, reds, oranges, and stuff like that. But I have a lot of Pat McGrath. I have a lot of MAC. And I really did not want to buy lipstick. But the girl was so nice to me. I'm like, I got to give her a sale. So that's what I did. So I got it in satin. Hi, JC. Good evening to you. Hi, Kimberly. Hi, everyone. The X, yes, Teresa. The X does smell, in my opinion, it smells very, very much like Gucci Rush. That high, almost synthetic, but beautiful, because Gucci Rush I actually like. So that's what it smells like. And I asked her if they had little bottles, and she didn't have any, like, you know, the whole set that has like different fragrances in it. She didn't have that. The Discovery, she didn't have that. So that's what I got there. That's just the lipstick. And they were really nice. They gave me samples and stuff. Oh, I didn't go over my outfit. So I'm wearing a simple dress today. It's a blue. So Christian's favorite color is blue. And because Christian's favorite color is blue, normally this month for his birthday, I normally try to incorporate as much blue as possible in my clothes. So I'm wearing a simple denim dress. Let me back up a little bit, with bell sleeves, and the back is out. And that's that. And then my scarf is by Alexander McQueen. It's a silk scarf with the skulls on it. The gray, like really gray, like a silvery gray skulls. And my earrings are from Zales. They're gold with what do you call it? Diamonds in it, hoops. And simple. I'm keeping it simple, guys. I'm really keeping it simple. But my favorite piece that I'm wearing today, this is a literal bead. You know, like when you go to the craft store, bead, you know, like the ones that are wrapped up, bead. That's what this is. And I created a necklace out of it because my daughter made this for me. She and Chris didn't have no money. And so they made me Christmas presents a few years ago. And so I've been wearing this as a necklace for the past couple of weeks. And I really like it. It looks like gold. People think it's gold until I tell them. And then I just knot it. So I tie it like 3 times because it comes undone. But I've had this since 2009 or when I came back from Iraq in 2009. So I would say that either 2009 or 2010, Elisa gave me this, her and Chris actually, because they combine their Christmas presents. And so I've been wearing it. Whenever I'm in a bad space, I tend to gravitate towards things that the kids give me. I'm looking around here. I have Christian's globe in here. Of course, his his fragrance. I have his watch, one of his watches. He liked watches like I do. So I have his old watch. It's not working, of course. This is an old Citizen watch that we had gotten him. Oof, sorry. You know, leather, the rubber. That's when if nobody else was wearing rubber, and this, he's like, it looks like Danica Patrick's. She did a line for, I want to say it was either Peugeot, or she did a line for a house in Zales many years ago, and she was one of the first ones to do rubber bands. And so Chris saw that, but we couldn't afford, he didn't want to spend, you know, he didn't want to spending that kind of money on him. So we got him this one, and he likes this one. So that's in here. A lot of things that, this is my safe space. My closet's my safe space. So yeah. Here's my glasses. Okay, I saw comments popping up. Give me 1 second so I can get to them. I'm sorry. Hi, Nadia. Oh, thank you so much, JC. Yes, she was really, they were really sweet. I'm going to do perfume comparison videos. JC, right now, today's video is about my son, Christian, turns 17. On the 17th of August, which is on Tuesday, Christian turns 23, and it will be his 4th birthday in heaven. And so today's video is about him. That's Chris. And this is Nathan over here. And so today's video is kind of like, you know, in honor of Chris. So I don't know what videos. I'd like to do comparison videos, but I spent a lot of money on fragrances because, and I can tell when I'm going in a spiral. And a lot of parents who've lost kids, they feel the same way. I see it on Facebook. You know, we have like a bereaved parents group. We have several I belong to. Parents who lost their kids to cancer, or bereaved parents, osteosarcoma groups, and things of that nature. So we all feel pretty much similarly the same thing. And this video today, this live, is about Chris and his inspiration, which is fragrance. To me, wanting to start doing YouTube and talk about fragrances and perfumes, and of course my handbags and shoes and all that kind of stuff that I like to buy. But bottom line, that's kind of where I'm at right now. So I would like to get back to doing more fragrances, comparisons. And what I mentioned earlier was that I was spending a lot of money on fragrances, and I was not liking the fragrances as much as I felt I needed to like them. I don't want to spend $200-300. I don't want to spend $1 on something and I'm not using it. So I've been doing a lot of sampling. So yes, to one part, yes, I'll be doing more comparison videos, but you guys got to watch my videos. Nobody's watching my videos. That's the other thing. I wasn't going to get into all of that today, but I noticed that my videos is just not a whole lot of folks are watching that video. So I don't know what I did to offend whomever, but apparently I pissed some people off. Anyways, yeah. But I will do my best to get some comparison videos out for you, JC, because I know you like those, and I really do like giving you guys what you like. It's not about what Pam wants to do, right? This channel, it's about what my subscribers want to see. And so if that's something you want to see, then definitely I would look for that. Now, I'm not going to spend money to buy specific fragrances that folks aren't, you know, they don't watch. Like I go buy the money and I do the videos and folks aren't watching it, you know. So, oh, she gave me Gucci mascara, and I heard people say this is good. So I'm glad about that. She gave me a sample of that. When I say she, so there was another sales associate at the Gucci counter, and her name, Brittany, and she was really sweet. Patient. So I went to the Gucci counter because I was very interested in those nymph bottles, you know, them bottles that were real pretty. Some are black, some are white, some are pink. I think some are green. She made me some samples, girls and guys. And I was stoked. You hear me? Because I thought they was going to say, you can only have one sample. Whatever I wanted to smell, she gave me a sample of. She gave me a sample of a lipstick, which I'm excited because she saw me looking at red lipstick because I love red lipstick. She gave me a sample of, let's see here. She gave me lots of samples. Let's go back. That's the Gucci stuff. I forgot to finish out. I got a sample of Baccarat Rouge, Extrait de Parfum, the Baccarat Rouge 540, the Extrait version, because Sheree keep talking about it. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much, Nadia. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, so I got a sample of this because I think I can't smell my regular Baccarat Rouge 540. So I want, and I could still smell this. And it's not even on the card. It's literally when she was making the sample. She also made me a sample of the Clive Christian, and it's a new, I don't know if it's new. The bottles are really, really tall and skinny, not the short bottles. They're tall and skinny. And I got to smell like about 5 of them. 1, 2, 3, 5 Clive Christians I smell. That's how I know there's a difference between the men and the female Clive Christian X. But this one is called the Clive Christian Addictive Earths. So it's addictive, the way you spell addictive, and then it's ARTS, so addictive arts, not earths, but arts. And this one is euphoric. I smell it on my skin. No, I smell it on a card. And I was like, ooh, this is nice. I asked Joseph, honey, do you like this? And he's like, no. And you know why he said that? He said that because, you know, the price. I think he was going to say to no to everything, you know. But anyways, so that one I'm excited about trying. So I got those 2. I got a sample of Bond number 9 West Side because I want to say AI the Great mentioned it, I think, or Dr. Rose. One of those 2 mentioned that. So I got a sample of that. And I also got a sample, another Clive Christian, and this is from the original collection. And this is the X. Those are the 2. And I smelled some other of the addictive arts. And they were nice, but they weren't like, woo, I gotta have that, you know. So the Gucci ones, let's see, this one here is called The Voice of the Snake. Guys, if you get a chance to sample these Gucci fragrances, I know that a lot of us kind of threw Gucci to the side because it's like, oh, we're kind of tired. It's the same thing. It's not original. The scents smell different. But these actually smell pretty good. The ones that I smelled, I was shocked. Yeah, that's a good word. I was shocked that I was like, oh my God, these smell really good. I'm looking to make sure that I didn't miss any. So she gave me, let's see here, something as the tiger, Eyes of the Tiger. That smelled good. I asked for that. Like I was like sniffing on the bottles themselves. Eyes of the Tiger smells good. The Voice of the Snake, that smelled good, in my opinion. Euphoric, that's the other 2. And Last Day of Summer smells really, really good. And one of the gentlemen, the other Gucci rep, Brittany said that it's one of their, and he confirmed it's one of their top sellers, which is Last Day of Summer. And then A Chant for the Nymph. That's the one that was Abby Bliss White. I keep mentioning a lot of people because these are the folks that I remember seeing it, talking about it when they first came out. Okay, thank you, Mighty. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It makes me feel better when I see you guys on there, to be honest with you. It does. Yes. I love it. And it's, you know, every time, you know what? I'll tell you what, your kids, when they're growing up, they don't want nothing to do with you, you know, when they're in their teen years and stuff like that. But when they see you wearing the stuff that they give you, or they see you like framing their art, or, you know, doing something, you know, making a special. I know when I go to my mother's house and I see my stuff all up around the house, I love it. So I know my kids love it too. You know, my daughter, especially, the other day, I showed her a picture of me in Korea. And she was, number one, really happy to see me because she's never seen me with braids in my hair like that. She's seen me with braids, but she don't remember it. But I used to wear micro braids. My girlfriend Jennifer taught me how to do it on my own hair. So I was doing micro braids and stuff. And when she saw the picture and she looked at me, she's like, Mom, your body is just like mine. I said, yes, except I'm a lot shorter. I'm like about 7 inches shorter, you know, but she was like, wow, you know, I said, yes. I said, so when I'm telling you, you know, people are going to say whatever they say about the way you look. It doesn't really matter. You know, you got to be comfortable in your skin. And even now, so I'm a little, you know, I gained a little bit of weight and I'm not feeling the greatest or whatever, but your kids are watching, whether it's the relationships you remain in, whether it's how you treat yourself. And she's always telling me to be positive, speak things into reality, like being affirmations. Yeah. You know, like, don't say when I get promoted, say, you know, or not, don't say when I get promoted. Don't say if I get promoted, say when I get promoted. Don't say, if I get this, or I hope to get this, say when I get this, or put a time limit on it, you know, and if it doesn't occur at that time, acknowledge that perhaps that's not the time for you to have that at that time, if that makes sense, you know. So yeah. So she's really smart, really, really smart. Let's see. Mighty said Joseph is getting smart. Yes, he is. He's getting real smart. So last day of summer, and the voice of the snake. So I mentioned to you guys, and I think I told you guys, yep, I told you all about this, euphoric, and yep, we talked about that already. So I have 2 fragrances here from, I'm not going to keep you guys too much longer. I have 2 fragrances right here from Histoire de Parfums. My last video was on Histoire de Parfums, and this one here, Amber Aram, I really, really enjoy it. Well, I really love it. When I smell it right out of the box, look, this is what I was telling you all about in the last video. You see how snug that is in there? It's hard to come out. And so you end up tearing the bloody boxes, right? Now it's going to, see? You end up tearing it because it's stuck in there. But what I like about Histoire de Parfum is it's like a book. So you can store it when you're storing them, you know, in the boxes, or even the bottles. When you pull the bottles out, let me show you. This one here, the bottle, guys, my fingerprint is all over it. And additionally, it's silver, so it's metallic, right? So you see there's a fragrance, right? Amber, lovely deep amber, but this is how you would store that. So you can see the fragrance. The writing is here, and Amber, it's a limited edition. It's sort of perfumes. And this one here, guys, is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. It doesn't smell like any other amber I have in my collection. I was like, when I say beautiful, I'm not talking about a heavy hitter. I'm not talking about something that's, oh my God, you know, like Armani. It doesn't smell like Armani. It doesn't smell like Kilian's. It smells different. This brand has a slightly, their fragrances has a slightly, and I'm not meaning it to be talking negatively, okay? So don't take it that way. But it has their stuff has a slightly medicinal, like almost organic scent to it. So when it's like, imagine you're in, okay, this is how I imagine, whoa, sorry about that. This is how I imagine when people are making perfumes. It's like, you know, like Paolo Terenzi or something, you know, they're inside a room and it has all of these bubbles, like the mad scientist, you know, the mad chemist. And they have all these notes and they pinch of this and the rose, and they snip on the rose, and they just drop, they measure, because you got to make a lot, so you need to know what you're putting in there, right? They measure it and they dump it in there, and that's what I imagine the whole process. And oh God, it would be cool if I got to do that process, but I don't know nothing about nothing. So anywho's, once this settles in, it gives me the same vibe. Remember the last video I talked about how the fragrance, the 1875 Carmen Bizet Absolute, that's a long name, how that had a slight, it reminded me of Tom Ford's Black Orchid. There's a medicine, there's a note in these guys' fragrances that has, not all of them have it, but a lot of them that has a deep resonance vibe to it. That's what I get. The spiciness, earthiness, patchouli. That's what I'm getting with this. But I do smell the amber. It's just like I have never smelled, I don't have any other fragrance in my collection that has the amber the way this has the amber. It just smells differently. The way it's composed, whether they put it on the top, the bottom, however they did it, Amber Ram, it smells like a different amber. It's just a different amber altogether. So this one here is one, and I actually really like that one. So I plan on wearing that during the cold. Well, I mean, San Antonio don't get that cold, okay? But I plan on wearing it during the fall and winter. And then the other one is 1890. Guys, this one is one of the special ones. This is not, I got this from a friend, and they are a serious, and I mean a serious collector. This is pre-reformulation. Y'all didn't know I was into that, did you? Pre-reformulated. This is a special bottle. You hear me? Pre-reformulated. You could look it up. There's a lot of stuff that's been going on in the perfume world in reference to how people source their materials. Some of the rules that changed, so you couldn't source certain things anymore. You know, because of whether it's cruelty or whether the expense or whether the way it was sourced was cruel or whatever the case is. But bottom line up front, or maybe it's just not good for human consumption. This here, I wish I had a cloth to clean it up, but this one is 1890, and it has a brownie taupe. This would be a beautiful paint color or trim, actually. Yeah. Sorry. Oh, thank you. Hi. Okay, speak of the devil, and they shall appear. Hi, sweetheart. Oh my God. Oh, thanks. Thanks, Nadia. So yeah, so this one right here, guys. Initially, I was like, what in the what? When I smell this, I'm wiping it off because my hands has moisture. I'm wearing Winter Michelle's Buddy Butter, and it's getting on everything. So this is, I'm trying to read it. I need new glasses again. Oh my goodness. Patchouli, Cure, Encens, and Ambre, which is musk and musk. So basically, I see roses, ginger, oranges. I think that this is so pretty. And oddly enough, this is a fragrance that I did not anticipate going to love as much as I did right out the box. I was like, what? Let me spray a little bit on. Right now I am testing, not testing, I am wearing, well, technically just testing. This is really, really pretty, guys. And it's not like, oh my God, crazy. You know, I have such a different appreciation for fragrances right now. I don't know what I'm going through. Maybe it's my emotions that's playing with me. But I said it in my last video about 1875 Carmen Bizet, Absolute. That's a long ass name. I said it about that. It's just like, you can't, well, you could because you're paying for it, but the appreciation is just on a different level. This smells great, beautiful, expensive, bougie, unpretensive. What else can I say about it? Has a powdery note to it. Don't know specifically if it's powdery, but I know that I get a powdery vibe to it. And I've only worn it twice, and I didn't have to spray a lot, like one here, okay? And that was to bed. Still love it. I got to pull up the notes for you. What I wanted to share, I keep jumping all over the place, but what I wanted to share with you, these two fragrances, love. And because today is about Chris and why I'm doing YouTube, I wanted to share decants of these fragrances that I am in love with. New fragrances to me. Of course, if there's anything in my collection that you are interested in trying, let me know and I'll give you a sample of that as well. But I would like to share decants of these two with 4 different people. They're not gonna be huge decants, man. I'm not, I need my perfume. But 4 different individuals. And one for sure, well, 2, I have 2 right off the bat I could think of. Last year I did like this whole birthday giveaway and stuff like that, and it was really fun and everything, but this year it just feels different. And so my whiff and gift will be to 4 people because it's the 4th birthday that Chris has spent in heaven. Trying to keep my emotions together. Yeah, that 1890 is the bomb diggity. I don't think people say that anymore. So to 4 different individuals. Yes. I can't. Girl, I'm not trying to be ugly on YouTube. Oh gosh, I'm not trying to be ugly. I want to cry, but I can't because this stuff is like permanent. Even if you delete it, if people screenshot your face, that ugly, the ugly face. If you no. Yeah, no. No. But to 4 different individuals, and what I'll do is I'll reach out to you guys privately and send it to you. I wish I could give something to everybody. I really do. Wish I could. Let's see. Thank you. Actually, the glasses hide the ugly face. Thanks, Lindsay. Yeah. If I cry, it's gonna be in private. I do that in private. I haven't been able to bring the urn in here. Because it's just too much. Right now it's still packed up in the box and stuff like that. And that's another thing, I was real upset about my closet, but it wasn't just a closet, it's just a lot of things, and it's just a lot of things. So what I want to do is share the love that I have for these fragrances because it changes your mood. It changes your mood 100%. You go from feeling one kind of way to being uplifted or being put in a hi, man, Beth. Yeah, you go from one space to the next. You know what I mean? And sometimes you don't, it just comes. Like literally, whoop, it just comes. It could be a song your parents listen to, or like when we were unpacking, like every little thing, Lizzie was like, Mom, you can't keep everything. Because you don't have this. Number one, I don't have the space. And I just can't. I can't keep every little thing. Like, oh, I remember this pin, or I remember this pen. I remembered like it's a tag with Osteo Angel on it for the very first osteosarcoma conference I went to in 2017. Anne Graham, she's the founder of M.I.B. It's Anne Graham, and it's a gentleman, he's passed on. He actually, when the conference was going on, he passed during the conference. And the reason that M.I.B, which is called Make It Better Agents, I've never really talked to you guys about that. Make It Better Agents, Christian's organization, which is Christian's Angels, comes under the umbrella. If you think of Jonah and the fish, like a whole bunch of big fishes make one big fish, right? And that's the idea. So M.I.B agents, what they do is they make it better for kids that are suffering from osteosarcoma. And I've reached out to them for other kids that have different types of cancer, and they've assisted, but it's mostly for bone cancer. How it came into existence is because Anne Graham herself is a osteosarcoma survivor, and osteosarcoma normally affects children and teenagers and young adults. And the treatment that they are receiving is the same treatment that they've been giving cancer patients 40 years ago. Some of the items may have increased. So the MAP protocols, that's what they call the protocols for every time you go in for chemotherapy. The MAP protocols haven't changed. So you have babies, 2-year-old, 3-year-olds, to teens getting the same kind of meds, same dosage sometimes. So things that would take down a horse, these kids are dealing with or taking. And Anne had to be treated in a children's hospital because they don't treat osteosarcoma in an adult hospital because it's not a prevalent cancer for adults. And every time she went in, there were children that she did not see anymore because they had passed. So she wanted to do something about it, and so she started M.I.B. Her and a gentleman, like I said, he passed. So if you go to their page, it's MIBagents.org, I think it is. When you go to their page, if you look under Angels, you will see Christian and his story. I've put that link in several times on my Facebook page. Christian's nonprofit is for the collection of funds for research, because many people don't know that the money that you collect or you donate for childhood cancer, all of that goes into one pot for all childhood cancers. All. And I'm talking about there's over 20 of them. Not only that, but those cancers, you can't even pronounce the names. It's funny how cancers that affect primarily children or diseases that affect primarily children, their names are so complex that people, if it's too hard for you to kind of say, you stop saying because it's too hard, because why would you want to be bothered? Whereas for adults, breast cancer, gallbladder cancer, prostate cancer, and it's not complex. Even the treatment that they go through, it's not complex. But for kids, it's complex. And so we found out that the money is a total of 4%, and that is for treatment. That is for maintenance of the family, to run on McDonald's houses and stuff like that. That is for the medication. That is for everything. 4%. That is all that goes to all children cancers. And so normally you'll see 4% is not enough. Hashtag 4% is not enough. Hashtag the children's name. Stamp out osteosarcoma, because it's just, they haven't come up with a cure. So I collect funds and I put money. I come up with the funds for it for my son. I haven't been able to donate enough to even sit on the board, but I still get to sit in on the meetings and stuff. And it's still, every time, the advancement, they lose their limbs, their shoulders, their legs, their face, because, bone in your face. And there's no real funding for it. So the parents and their families were the ones that kind of put money towards it. So what Joseph and I did and tried to do is we We try to reach out to the hospital that, to families that are at the hospital that Chris was in and find out if there are any kids that are suffering from osteosarcoma. And because of HIPAA privacy, you know, you have to be careful about that stuff. But his doctor, Dr. Grayson, has since retired. But we try to find a kid that they provide comfort items. So when you're going through chemotherapy, your hearing is sensitive, your sight is sensitive, you get headaches, everything, you're just sensitive. So noise reduction headphones are helpful. iPads are helpful. Things like that. They try to read, they try to be comfortable, but just the little things to make it better for them. Help pay for their family to stay in a hospital or like in a house or an apartment or whatever, you know, while they're in treatment and stuff. Just anything that could help. And so that's what we do. But Joseph and I do that. But what M.I.B does under Christian's name is we raise funds for research. Thank you, Tosh. Thank you, Tosh. Thank you so very much. That is so sweet. Thank you so very much. Oh, I love you right back. Love you right back. So I haven't gotten permission to talk about these other kids, but Christian's birthday is the 17th. And there are other kids that passed away. One of them, his mom is a NASA scientist. And she did research and collected information, and she did research and stuff like that and found like some similarities of clusters and stuff like that. And she spoke at the very first conference. But you'll see me say hashtag because of Daniel. That's him. Hope I don't get in trouble for that. But since Christian has passed, there have been so many kids that passed from this disease, from this particular type of cancer. And in my head, I kind of relive it every time another child passes. I do, physically, I just do. But I keep remembering his last days, particularly the last, let's say 72 hours. Pam was present. My friend Jadina was present. My old boss, she was present. She's my mentor. I mean, her son was present, you know, during those times. And watching him fight to maintain his dignity, because an 18-year-old losing functions and stuff like that, that's hard. But watching him fight to stay alive, as well as hearing him say things and pray and just say things that, you know, his wish was to have the whole family come together. Instead of crying, which he did cry, he was like trying to bring people together and trying to make people laugh. Couldn't even breathe. They had him on like oxygen. That was a lot of oxygen, actually, to where the flight folks, you know, the ones in the jumpsuit, those guys were in the room. So I just keep remembering those moments. And when I remember Christian, I remember Jared. And I have never met physically Jared face to face, but I've talked to his mom a lot on Messenger. I remember Michael. I remember Shay. I met Shay at the conference. I remembered Ian. I remember, and some of these kids I have not met, but I remember them. And I imagine that their parents are going through the same thing that I am going through. But the hard part for me, Pam, is how do I go on being happy? I don't know how to go on being happy with my other children that are alive when when I've lost one who wanted to live so much, you know? And then I don't know, as parents, I kind of go through the, why wasn't it me? Why didn't God take me instead and let my child live and let him have his best life, be the scientist he wanted to be? He wanted to be an oncologist, why not let him do that? And then you go through the period of why some kids live and why some don't, it's just like a whole mishmash of stuff. But the one thing that always brings me back from the depths of hell, because it's a hell, is the fact that he fought so hard to live. So if he fought so hard to live, then why am I feeling like it's so easy to give up? And I go through that back and forth. And when I have those moments and those feelings, this is where I come. I've been in the bathroom. I go to the bathroom sometimes and I sit down there and, whatever. But this is where I come through. And when I smell perfumes that oh my gosh, this is so good. This 1890 is boss on my skin anyways. But that's kind of like the whole premise, Chris brought so many people together. Excuse me. So many people together. The nurses, the doctors, teachers, like local politician folks, so many people loved this young man, my son, and I'm so grateful and thankful that I was chosen. And I mean chosen because in my opinion, that's just kind of how I didn't used to feel like this before, right? It's like my child, I had my child, blah, blah, blah. But chosen to be his mother and to experience what I experienced. I'm so grateful for that. That doesn't mean that I don't have my days quite frequently about not wanting to be here or not wanting to deal with crap or whatever, because I go through those periods. But as I am 100% sure other parents go through the same thing. There was a period where I was like, I'm mad at God. I'm like mad, big mad, as we say, at God. Why? And there are times today I still go, why? But the why is always answered when I would see him write something like he was struggling to write because he had gotten paralyzed. The cancer had metastasized to his neck as well. And so he took his hand on his computer and he wrote, Chris was here. And sometimes you'll see that flip up in some videos and stuff. But anyways, bottom line is that we struggle a lot. And this is my refuge. YouTube is my refuge. Perfume is my refuge. Makeup and beauty is my refuge. I don't mean any harm to anyone. I don't want to, I have my moments and whatnot, but if I come off a certain way, I could be having a bad day and whatnot. But the reason it's my refuge is because of all of you. Your support, your compassion, your ability to see me and not be judgmental. 90% of you. I had some interesting comments, but such as, it's been this long, shouldn't you move on? Or, those people just say things like that because perhaps one, they don't know what else to say. I don't know. I can't make up excuse for why people are buffoons, but anywho's. Yes, we have no choice. Yes. Thank you very much. Oh, yes. I try my best. I truly, truly do. Tosh, thank you so very much. Hi, Phaedra. I didn't see you coming in. Hi. Yeah, God is a healer. I do believe that. It is true. Said to me, get over it already. Yep. You know, it's funny because someone, not me, but another lady on it's called Bereaved Parents of, I think it's Bereaved Parents of Osteosarcoma. It's a group on Facebook, or Bereaved Parents of children who died from cancer. There's several groups, but you will see the same story, Mighty, where people would say things like that, or they would schedule events on the dates of death of their nephew or niece. Some folks lost their spouses. Thankfully, Joseph and I are still together, because there are some people who lost, and I mean lost, their husbands or wives, but mostly husbands left their wives. Family members hosted like parties and stuff like that on dates of death, dates of birth, birthdays, those type of things. Funeral dates, the 4th of every month is hard for me because he died on the 4th of October. So I always know that I'm going to be going into a spiral. So I try to reel myself out, like prep myself prior to. That's what I try to do. And then of course the 14th is the day of his going home, as we call it. Because I cremated, as you know, I didn't want to bury him and then not be able to take him, so we cremated him. So the 4th, the 14th, my husband's birthday and my daughter's birthday is in October, and Chris died in October. My uncle died it's just like a whole bunch of dates. So I'm constantly in a turmoil and trying to figure out how to be happy around that time. And I just can't. The 4th of July will never be a great holiday celebration, whatever, for me. It just won't. And I'm okay with that, but other people get offended. So I understand that. I understand your feeling. That's just hurtful. Get over it already. Or somebody said to me, I mentioned that they saw this picture, and I have a huge check I keep in my office of the $10,000 that was donated by McLean's and another company to Christian's organization, to M.I.B agents. And so I have just the card, the card that they made with the check, how to do the big check. And she saw the check and she said, oh, what's that? And I told her, and it was the 4th of that month. And she's like, oh, that must be very hard. I said, yes. And then she says, my daughter had cancer. So now, initially, I am just drawn into her, right? And I was like, oh my gosh, I am so sorry. How old was she when she passed? And she's like, oh, that was so many years ago. She's in her 30s and got kids. And I was like sitting there going, you serious? I mean, I'm glad she didn't pass, but it's just kind of like, I just told you. So I think it was her way of trying to connect, but I feel like I shouldn't have to make other people feel okay about what I am feeling. I'm feeling what I'm feeling, and grief has no timeline. It just doesn't. It really doesn't. It'll be 20 years from now, and I think I'm going to be in the same position as I am in now. It has not been easier. It's going to be 5 years on the 4th of October. It has not been easier. In fact, it's been harder. But because I don't want to pretend and I don't want to be unreal or whatever, So come September, it's childhood cancer awareness month. It's September, so we wear gold. And I try to wear gold the rest of the year from September onwards. And then of course, October, Christian passed away. So there is that, and I like talking about Christian because I think that he deserves to be remembered and to be talked about. And M.I.B is going to be doing a memorial type of thing for his birthday. They're going to post it on their social media. So if you see it, please go look for it. Don't just wait for it to come to you. Look for it. It's M.I.B agents. Let me type it in right here real quick for you. M.I.B agents. If you want to donate in Christian's honor, please, thank you, I would really appreciate it. But I'm just saying that they get forgotten. I have this saying, and I heard it from somebody else. When your parents die, all your childhood memories are gone with them. There's nobody to say, you remember when you were 2 years old and you pooped in your pants because you were scared, or you remember when you was 4 and you did this, or because your parents carried those memories. Like I carry Christian's memories when he was a baby. Nobody knows exactly, because that baby was with me the whole time up until he died. When your parents die, that goes away. When your children die, that's their future. Their entire future is gone. You see what I'm saying? The future you plan for them as a parent, that's gone out the window. It's not even there for them to screw up. When your siblings die, same situation, if you're close to your siblings, as your parents. So as we live, we got to talk about each other. We got to talk to each other. We got to call each other. We got to write each other. We got to text each other. We have to do that. Because when we don't, we are slowly, like a tree, letting those feelings, those memories, your siblings, you gotta reach out. You gotta talk. You remember when you was 12? Remind your siblings how stupid they looked when they had the fade haircut, high top with the little strap of hair in the back. You gotta do that, because that's what living is about, right? I don't have any more pictures. I have very limited resources to hear my son's voice. I don't have anything with his smell on it other than his medicinal smell from the 2 Old Goats lotion that he had. And that's wrapped up tight in a plastic bag. When I want to smell it, I open it up to smell that. And I found a lotion. So now I smell the lotion. It's in my bathroom now. As we were packing, I found a lotion. I even did a video on that and decided not to post it because I didn't want people freaking out, And then I got to thinking about it as I'm talking right now. Whatever. If they don't watch it, they don't watch it. I'm still going to post it. On his birthday, I'm going to post a video. It's a video that Lizzie made, his sister made, for the funeral service, for the, like when you go in the day before to view the body, and then the next day she did a video. Lizzie put a video together. And so I'm going to post that video. It has music that doesn't belong to us, but it was Christian's favorite music. She put in there some of his favorite music. And so it got stricken or whatever on YouTube. I've just been getting in a lot of trouble, y'all. It got stricken. So I took it off, and this morning I revamped it and I put in there the caption, "This music does not belong to me." And I'm praying that they don't strike me again, because what I wanted to give you guys was the exact experience of us sitting down in the church, looking up on the big screens at First Baptist in Killeen and watching those pictures just go by, so you can get a glimpse of what Christian, who he is, what he was about, how funny he was from baby to, grown up, because I think it helps me. And if that doesn't work, then I'll just take it down again, because this will be the 3rd time, take it down again, and then try to repost it with other music that is non-copyrighted or whatever. So that's my plan to do on his birthday, because I will be very, I already know I'm going to have a hard day on Tuesday. And then I go to I go to work on Wednesday. That's, yeah, I report the very next day. I report to work. So yeah, I'm going to be looking a hot mess. But yeah, guys, that's kind of, yeah. That's hold on 1 second. Those are the same people who never lost a child through. Yes, we do want them. We do want people to have compassion, but not all the time folks don't really have a clear understanding of what compassion is. If it's kind of like, all right, you in my head, and this may not have happened, but in my head, I feel like some folks go, well, she done talked about her son last year. She used that as quote unquote. She used that. You used that as a way to get subscribers last year. Yes. So, well, I wasn't aware I was using it, but it's the truth, right? I didn't ask Michelle Wong to talk about it. She chose to do that, and that brought subscribers to my channel. So I was thankful for that, you know. But yeah, the folks are just, kind of crazy. They're just kind of crazy, y'all. They just kind of crazy. And I just hope that they do, like Teresa said, I do hope that they have compassion. Hi, Nail. Thank you for coming by. I do hope that folks have compassion. This is just a tough time for all of us, There's a lot going on. There's a lot going on. And with me moving, trying to get my house in order, trying to fix my channel the way I want it. It was growing, it was going to the top, doing really well. And then, I'm like, something went wrong, trying to clean that up, fix that. And then, just the house, getting things in order, trying to get myself back. My daughter said, Lizzie said, when you talk about Chris, you light up, you smile and stuff. You go one way or the other. Either you start crying or you go all happy. And so when I got the email from M.I.B about them celebrating Christian, and I realized I hadn't in the last 4 years thought about happy moments for his birthday. That's why I wrote what I wrote on Facebook yesterday. Because I hadn't. All I was thinking about, because that's all I remember, because that was such a traumatic experience for me. So to watch my child decline, it was just rough, right? So pulling those memories out, the happy times and stuff. And in the video that I created that, YouTube pulled back, in that video, you'll see him in that doggone red pillowcase, and that had me giggling last. So those are the things that I remembered and want to keep remembering and want to keep pushing. He was always about taking care of other people. Ever since he was little, he was like that. Ever since he was little. So I did one thing right, because I do have a little bit of guilt of his passing, because I felt like I should have found it quicker. I should have known quicker. And I can't get past that hump. But I get really happy when I think about the quirky things he said, watching him play his guitar. I found some old photos, orchestra photos that his friend Antonio was his best friend. So his mom Lucy sent it to me, and I was like, it's just like these little things that make us feel better. And so I say to parents, and I say to you guys what I said earlier: if you have siblings, spend more time with them, call them, text them, show them you love them, whether they get on your nerves or not. Okay. Your parents, the same thing. Your friends, the same thing, because today we're here and tomorrow we're not. If your kids are telling you something is hurting, listen. 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 Okay? And force providers to listen as well, because they're there to service you. That's what they're there for. They're not there to make your child feel like guilty about being in pain. So, yeah, I know I'm jumping all over the place, guys. I'm sorry. He was, and he is, I talk about him in present. I try to talk about him in present tense. He is a wonderful person. He meant a lot to a lot of people, but it's real easy for folks to forget. And sometimes when you lose your kid, I remember when he first passed away, I was getting like a whole bunch of likes on his like comments or his pictures and stuff. And then sometimes I don't get any at all when I post it. And I used to feel really bad about that. I don't anymore. Well, no, that's not true. I do sometimes feel a little bad, but I think that it's my duty to keep him alive. It's not their duty to keep him alive, And he was a kid. So his friends, Haley, particularly his best friend, she spoke at his funeral. She was She's awesome. She's truly awesome. So it's my duty to do that until my last breath, is to keep him alive. So I'm going to keep on doing these things. I'm going to keep on talking about Christian. I'm going to keep on having him at, I know the videos aren't about him. It's about Perfume and stuff like that, but I'm going to keep on doing that and promoting the fact that, you know, there are children that just like him who are still in the fight and they need help. It's not a Ponzi scheme or anything like that. They're dying every day, every single day. You know, around the world, at least a classroom of kids are dying from osteosarcoma and nobody talks about it. So that's what we're here for, you know, to support other parents who've experienced that. And whether your kid was 10 or whether they were 30 or 40, they're still your kid, you know? So yeah, that's kind of where I'm going to be at, you know? Yeah. Yeah. I do have a lot of it. I do have a lot. I can't get past it. How we found out about Christian having cancer is Christian actually, he went to a track meet on Saturday. He used to run for RG3. RG3's the football player. His dad has a track club in Copper's Cove, which is Fort Hood. Okay. And so he was running for that team. And so he went with some friends of ours. They went to a track meet. And when he came home that evening, he said that he was hurting. And when I said that evening, I'm talking about late because the track meet was ways away. He was hurting real bad. So I thought because it was the first meet or the second meet, because they make them do all the events, you know, to get them acclimated. But Monday, he's calling me from school. He was his first year. He was in the 9th grade, first year of high school. Calling me from school, telling me, this is in March, that he's in pain, that his knee is throbbing. Now, he had complained about his knee, and we thought it was, there's a disease or a situation where teenagers, as they're getting taller and their bones are being stretched, it causes pain in their joints. And so that's what we thought it was initially, because he was complaining for some time. And we would just ice. Take an ice bath, you know? But when I went to pick him up from school to take him to the doctor, his knee was so swollen, I could see it through the jeans of his pants, like through the material of the jeans. And he said I had to navigate at the time, and he struggled to get into the front seat. So we took him to the clinic, to Thomas More Clinic on Fort Hood, and the provider, I'm not going to say his name, he looked at Chris, didn't touch Chris, just looked at him. Then he leaned back. I'll never forget this. He leaned back and put his hand behind his head and go, oh, it's blah, blah, blah. He calls out that same condition. Some Motrin will be fine. So he prescribed some Motrin for Christian, the Army's, you know, get well pill. Prescribed some Motrin for Christian, and then, you know, that was that. So 3 weeks go by. 3 weeks. Chris is still running on it, still trying to, still doing everything, playing golf, all of that stuff. And he was in pain. Every day he'd come home and his leg was hurting and stuff. So we went to my brother's wedding in April, and his leg was still hurting. So right before the wedding, we got an appointment with his provider, Dr. Glover. And I had just taken company command, and I was in a company command course. And while I was there, which is on post, while I was there, my phone was turned off. So Joseph took him to the doctor to see Dr. Glover. And so Dr. Glover then sent Joseph to one of the other hospitals to get an MRI. I think it was an MRI. And they were trying to reach us all day. So a little after 6, we had the family readiness group that evening, and it's almost 7 o'clock. And Joseph, finally, I look at my phone and it's blinking. Joseph's calling me because I forgot to turn it back on. And that's when he said, hey, Dr. Glover's been trying to reach us all day. I was dealing with clients. You was in course, blah, blah, blah. And he said, Chris has cancer. Just like that. I said, just like that. I'm in the car. Yeah, how? He's like, we got to go to McLean's in the morning. They already scheduled him. And I was like, what? So now it's like, so then I called my boss at the time, his name was Colonel Coons, and I called Colonel Coons and I was like, hey, sir, I got to go to the hospital in the morning with my son. It's still not registered. I got to go to the hospital in the morning. They think Chris got cancer. I didn't say he has it. I said they think, right? Because I done switched up what the doctor said. Because no, my child didn't have that. The devil's a liar. No. So we drove up. He's like, okay, Pam, da-da-da-da. We go up there the next morning. And we met with Dr. Grayson and the team. And when you sit in the room and people just start coming into the room, the nurses and the specialists and stuff, and you're like, holy, and I wanted to cuss, I was like, what the, this is how this went down. And Chris is sitting there and you could see him getting a little fearful. And I'm trying to be like, strong army mom, this ain't nothing. We got this. This is a common cold. We're going to treat this like a common cold. We're going to do what they tell us to do. We're going to take the medicines on time. We're going to do this. In my head, I'm already processing. How we're going to beat this, right? Because number one, we're Christians. Number two, we pray. We pray hard. We got a whole army of prayer warriors. Cancer is of the devil. Okay? That's what cancer is, of the devil. In my head, and I gotta not cry. I gotta show strength. My son's gotta see strength, in his mama and stuff like that. And so that's how that went down. So when Dr. Ward came in, this is the surgeon, he came in and he's like, I'm 99.9999% sure. That's when I was like, that was the gut punch. Then he showed us the pictures and how it protruded past the bone. And see, a lot of people don't talk about this stuff because a lot of people don't have, number one, they don't have a YouTube platform. And two, people don't want to hear it. Because after your kid dies, people whose kids are alive don't want nothing to do with you because they think their kids is next. You see what I'm saying? So some parents weren't even allowed to come back into the hospital. They were like, oh, I'm coming to get this. And they're like, oh, we'll meet you at the door. That has happened. Not to me, but to other parents. So anywho's, yeah, that's how that went down. And so that's what started a journey. And we didn't say anything publicly for a few months. I would just like post pictures of him in the hospital and stuff, but I wouldn't say anything. It wasn't until Chris started losing his hair and stuff, that people started kind of asking questions, and all his friends. Do you know what happens when you turn the lights on when there are a lot of roaches on the floor? How they scattered? That's what happened to him because his friends didn't know what to say, I guess. I don't know. So the first year, Christian was isolated. He was alone. He was quite isolated. He had just me and his sister and his dad and stuff like that. And Haley. And then a year after, that's 2013. So 2014 summer, Antonio and his family came over. And so then Jackie and, he started getting his friends back kind of, but that it hurt for a kid who's 14. So we pretended or fought. We didn't pretend. We just fought like hell. And on his 15th birthday, he was in a hospital. And because the cancer, with all the chemo and stuff, after the biopsy, all the chemo that they give them, the cancer is supposed to die. And so when they took that cancer out, there was less than 70% necrosis. So that wasn't a good sign. But we still fought. And Chris was walking, like literally walking with a cane, and they had never seen somebody recover that quickly. And then 2 days before Christmas of 2014, it had metastasized to his, it had come back in his knee. And so he had to have a second. It was just a lot. And the beginning of 2015, 2nd of January, he had surgery. And then he was still bleeding, so they had to take him back in for surgery again the next day. And then later on that year, we didn't think he was going to make it through the summer of 2015. And so we went to I skipped a year. That happens. I forget a lot. So 2013, he's diagnosed. He had the limb salvage surgery September of 2013. 2013 Christmas, he was doing fine. 2014 March, I was pregnant with Nathan. And Chris had an infection in his knee. And they overnighted from Russia parts to redo his knee. His Dr. Ward did that. And so he was in surgery while I was in the hospital trying to have Nathan and company command at the same time. But I believe that God is good because I worked because it kept me away from stressing out. I don't know if that makes sense. But anywho's, yeah, so 2014 Christmas, he was doing okay, and then it came back. He had to have lung surgery July and then August. So he had 2 lung surgeries in 1 month time. And then he was doing okay. But what happened is that the medication they were giving him was hiding the cancer. And so he wasn't anticipated to live past 2015. Past like the March. So we got him better. He went to, it's a conference called Future Doctors of America, and they got to sit in the Congress Hall, where all that crap went down January 6th. He was in there. He was elected to be one of the top. It was just a lot of cool stuff people did, because he impacted them that well. You have a kid that is having seizures and can't even hold his pen right and stuff like that, doing calculus. Brilliant, brilliant mind. His mind was brilliant. His music instructors, all of them, the whole team, they were awesome. His teachers, Stacy, she was just a lot of awesome people poured into him, prayed for him. And so he made it through 2015. 2016 was rough. Every time he tried to come off of the cancer treatment, every time he tried to come off of it, and have, your life. And then he was graduating. So he went to the prom. I rented a limousine for like 20 kids, and everybody had something else to do. So it was him and Antonio, and then he met up with his friends. So he had a good time at least at prom. He graduated. He walked across. We had to go to the graduation ceremony. We had to go like an hour before, and he sat there in pain for an hour before the ceremony even started. Yeah, a lot. There's a lot. My kid is strong. He is wonderful. He is smart. He is brilliant. He is loving. He is caring. He is gentle. And he's here in my heart. I just wish he was here physically to celebrate his 23rd birthday, because he would have been graduating or have graduated 2016, 17, 18, 19, 20. He would have graduated or close to it to be going to medical school. So he could have taken care of his mama. Yeah, but bottom line is, it's just like I mentioned earlier, when you lose your kid, it's like you lose their future, grandkids, wife, wedding, I'm not the only one in that boat. And oddly enough, that gives me comfort. And I hate saying that, but it gives me comfort that I'm not alone, So Yes. 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 You're so right. You're so right. And the funny thing about it is that the kids feel guilty. They feel guilty. Like, I didn't get promoted to major my first or second look. And Christian thought it was his fault because I was caring for him. And that really took a toll on him. And I was like, I'm cool with it, dude. He's like, no, you work so hard. And, so instead of him crying about, instead of him, it was just weird. They care about other people caring about them. That's how these kids are. I kid you not. And even the little ones, you know, like if you ever get a chance to do some, whether it's volunteer time or whatever, I would recommend that you do it. Go to a hospital because they need people to like hold babies and hug babies and stuff like that. But when you go on the wards and you see kids have this thing where all of them do it. Nathan did it, Chris did it, Lizzie did it, all my kids did it, where when you are hurt, and your pets do it too. Your pets would sit at your feet or they won't leave your side. Your kids would come up to you and they'll hug you for no reason, or they would take their hands, they would either take their palm, and they would do this or this. They never rub you on your back. You know how an adult rubs your back up and down like that? Kids don't do that. They come to your face and they do that. And I've watched that, So anyways. So right now, I'm all over the place, but right now, Chris has in 2018, McLean Children's Hospital they planted a tree and they put a bench and a statue, and that's what used to be on my banner. Excuse me, when I first started YouTube. It's an angel that was donated by friends of ours from Colleen. I didn't even know his business. He didn't even know, because he has his own business and he was, working with McLean's and stuff, and they wanted to donate an angel and stuff. And then they took him to the room and he saw Christian's guitar. And as they're talking about Chris, because Chris was the co-president of the Teen Advisory Board. And so when my friends saw Chris's guitar and the child life representative is talking, the hospital administrators are talking about the room and which this child he was, and they're talking about Christian. Okay. Oh my God. And he recognized that they were talking about his friend's child. Full circle. That's how God works. And when she turned around and she saw his face, and he said, is this child, the kid y'all talking about here, is it Christien I? And she's like, she just teared up because that's how he touched people. My friend also at the funeral wrote a poem about Christian and recited it at the funeral. So it's just like how weird that is. So if you ever go to Temple, Texas, and you visit McLean Children's, there will be an angel at the front of the hospital with a tree, and the tree kind of weeps over because he loved the weeping willow. And it's a particular type of willow because it blossoms pink. And a bench. You'll see a marble bench out there. And Christian wanted a wooden bench, and he wanted it to be simple. Actually, what Christian wanted them to do was to dig a hole in front of the hospital and dump his body in there and cover it up and plant a tree on it so that he could be in the trees and the waft of the trees, the wind and stuff like that. That's how he thought. but I think that there would have been problems to do something like that. So we went with the marble bench, which 2 days before he died, he was upset about that because I'm reaching for my towel. He was upset about that because wood is organic. He was just an organic soul. This man, because he was 18 when he passed. But yeah. So that's kind of, whenever I think of him, I think of all the cool things that he could have been and stuff, but that was God's plan. And I have to live with that and accept that that's how it's supposed to be. And he's always in my heart. I just don't want people to forget him at all, even after I'm gone. And I think that's one of my fears, that when I'm gone, that people will forget him. I just don't want that to happen. So, yep. Yes. This is my cousin from Trinidad. Yes, he was. Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Faye. Yep. Neil says, yes. Yes. They do that. They touch you like this or like this. Nathan, we call it the nosy, where you rub nose together. And Nathan has long lashes, so we used to try and blink. I don't have no lashes, but his lashes are so long that he would blink his lashes and stuff like that. But it's just the mindset, you know what I mean? It's the mindset. Anyways, guys, I just wanted to leave you again. This is my baby I'm talking about. If you've never seen him, his name is Christien I. His organization is under M.I.B agents, spelled just like that. And M.I.B stands for Make It Better. What we do is, under Christians, we collect funds for osteosarcoma research, but what we talk about, Make It Better, we're making it better for kids with osteosarcoma while they're in the hospital. So if you know of any child that is suffering from osteosarcoma, which is bone cancer, which is primarily a cancer that affects children, teens, young adults, and older people, let me know. I will reach out. This is for kids, but I would reach out to Anne or the M.I.B team, and they would reach out to that family and stuff like that and do what they do, which is to provide comfort items, whether it's a headphone or Apple iPad or whatever. I've done it a few times. I've connected families, and so that's what I do on my part. But I also collect funds under Christien. His name is Christien, spelled with an E, CHRISTIEN. Christien I. It's spelled Quiles, but it's keyless, like you lost your keys. That's how it's pronounced. If you choose to donate under M.I.B agents, please donate under his name. It's for osteosarcoma research. Children's cancer, they only get 4%. Out of all the money people donate for cancer, that's all they get is 4%. And that is for everything, their treatment, everything, for all types of children's cancer. So his birthday will be on Tuesday. I will post a video. I will try to post a video. The video I'm posting is a video that I thought I lost, which is what Lizzie, his sister, created for his funeral. So I had the video playing on my old computer, and then I was filming the video off of the computer, if that makes sense. And I kept the original music that was played at his funeral, but it got copyright stricken before, or whatever, I'm not, and so I took it down, but I'm going to try and put it back up there with an annotation that this music doesn't belong to me, and see if it sticks. If it doesn't, I have to take it back down again and change the music. I think changing the music will just change the entire mood of it, but I will try my best. So that will be posted on Tuesday. It is approximately 16 to 17 minutes long, so please watch it in its entirety. Also, if you want to know what Chris means to other kids from the Teen Advisory Board, he was also part. I'm telling you, this kid he was so awesome. Chris was also part of the not the Make-A-Wish, but Children's Miracle Network, and he was part of their gaming. They had a gaming thing, and he used to raise money for that for them, and they did a video specifically. So if once you're done with this, if you would please go over there and take a look at it. You just block his name in there into YouTube, and that video will come up. You will see a young lady with purple hair, and that's the video. Once you see her face, that's the video. Christien 𝐸𝐄𝐂𝐄𝐒𝐒. Type that into YouTube. Please take a look at it. Please share the video. Please help me keep my son in people's mouths, minds, hearts, and prayers. And so that's my baby. His birthday again will be on Tuesday, the 17th. And M.I.B agents will be sharing a little snippet of something I wrote about him. Yeah. Thanks so much, guys. We talked about Perfume. Remember, I am going to select 4 of you. Thank you, Kimberly. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm going to select 4 of you because this is the 4th year Chris has been in heaven for his birthday. And I'm going to share with you 2 of my favorite new fragrances, which is from the house of Histoire de Parfums. It is 1890, and the other one is Amberem. I want to say that's how you pronounce it, Amberem. It's an ambery fragrance. So both of them are dark fragrances, good fragrances for the winter for you to try. I'll send you samples, you know, just in case. I might think the perfumes are great and you hate it, and you know. So I'll select those names off of the chat tonight, and I'll reach out to you privately so that you can send me your addresses if I don't already have it. If I have your addresses, then just expect something in the mail. Okay. Thanks so much for joining me today, guys. Again, the Saks company, Saks Fifth Avenue here in San Antonio, their perfume, their staff is awesome. I am so grateful for the samples they sent me. I will do a review on those samples. I'm going to do full wear tests on them. I have enough to wear it for at least 3 days, 2 days actually. And then I have a video. I am currently wearing this. I know other people have already put out on their videos on it, but I only received this in the mail last week because I moved. So I only received it in the mail last week. I want to wear a full week. I am on day 4, 1, 2, 3, 5. I'm on day 5. I got 2 more days to go wearing this, so I can give you a full review on the House of Sillage, the new release in the House of Sillage, which is Whispers of smells good, Enchantment. And it looks, I don't want to say what it looks like and what it smells like, okay, until the video. So this is it right here. A review is coming for this next week. Keep your eyes peeled for that. You will be surprised, I think. Well, you may not be surprised, but keep your eyes peeled for that. I have some other content, furniture shopping content, the staycation content. It's coming to you. Just please watch. I noticed that my views are down. I saw it. I can't do anything about it other than to ask you to please watch my videos and share my videos. That would be really, really helpful. There's a lot of stuff that went on that I wasn't privy to, and now that I'm privy to it, I made sure I fixed it, but it's like I'm starting all over from scratch. So be what it may, like Maddie said earlier, when it's my time, right? So that being said, thank you so much for hanging out with me today, for spending a little time on celebrating my son. Thanks for listening to me talk about him, for helping me keep him alive. I really appreciate and love all of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I will see you guys in the next video. Mwah. Stay tuned. Bye. Love you too, guys. I love you too. I just saw the thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Kimberly. Thank you. Thank you, Cece. Thank you. Love you too, Chai. All right, guys. Have a good evening. Thank you so much. Once again. Mwah.